Hello, beauties. Welcome to Moms Unboxed, a podcast where I unbox with you the how-tos, tips, and tricks to empower women to upgrade relationships, intimacy, and parenting. I'm your host, Melanie Caroline, a multi-dimensional woman, life coach, lover, and mom who's made a lot of fucking mistakes. If you want to live a sensual and liberated life, you've come to the right space. Don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed because you don't want to miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Moms Unboxed. I hope that you're having a great week, and if you're not, I trust that it'll turn around for you. Holy crapola, okay? It is summertime. The kids are out. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of like, all the kids are literally here all the time now. And some moms are probably like, fuck yeah, summertime. Like, I don't know about you. Maybe there's some of you that are in between, but I know that when my stepdaughter has like literally planted herself in the living room for the last 5 days and have not moved, I'm not used to it yet. Okay. I'm like, girlfriend, don't you have a bedroom? Because our bedroom is literally right next to the living room. And I'm not a fan of children hearing our to-dos in the bedroom, if you catch my drift. Okay. So it's summertime, and if you are a mom who's like, yes, Mel, I need some organization tips, some time management tips, some boundary setting tips, this episode is for you. So send this episode to all the mamas because I know that we all need some type of tips to get us through the summer, okay? Woo-ee. I know that I have planned a few camping trips for me and my kids because I made it a goal to be that mom who is okay with doing things by herself. Now, since my divorce, it has been a little nerve-wracking for me to just like go on a camping trip or go on a road trip without my significant other there or my ex-husband there. And so this summer is the fucking summer. I'm going to push myself to expand and take the kids camping on my own. And I'm even doing a road trip to the Redwoods for the kids because here's the deal. The last few years, my husband and I were like, oh yeah, we're going to take you to the Redwoods. We're going to take you to the Redwoods. And then never fucking take them to the Redwoods. And my children started losing confidence in us. I started noticing these patterns and these little subtle remarks that they would make, like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Or they'd ask us numerous times because they just had no trust in us. And I was like, yeah, it's time for me to change that. So we're going camping. We're going to the Redwoods. I'm going by myself. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And there are some of you out there who are probably nervous like me. Like, you're like, yep, I'm doing the same thing. So we're going to talk about a couple time management tips that are going to really help you feel like you're not wasting your entire weeks doing laundry, doing chores, doing the dishes, all the things, the errands. Okay. And that is batching. So you might have heard this similar to like batching content if you like social media. Well, we're going to batch the chores. We're going to batch the errands and batch cooking. And you're going to pick time out of your week to say, okay, Monday mornings, I'm doing laundry. And I'm not going to touch any laundry until Monday mornings. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Monday mornings. That's just a example, but it could be, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever day. Leave your weekends open for you and the kids because you and your children will appreciate that one-on-one time where you don't have to place all your time and attention on errands or chores. So pick a day to do the laundry, pick a day to do your errands. Okay. This will allow you time in your week to really focus on the kids and what they need and focus on you and what you need. By batching these chores, it'll help. I'm only wearing a long Carhartt t-shirt and my legs are starting to get cold. So I had to put a blankie on. I have to wrap a blanket around my legs, and I just shaved them. You know how like you rub something against freshly like shaved legs and you're like, ow, it kind of hurts. Okay, enough with my rant. So batching content is going to help you loosen up that schedule a little bit and alleviate stress and give you some more free time. So I know this is something I'm going to be working on because I want to organize a lot of my cabinets this summer, and I want to pick specific days to do it and times to do it. So you're literally going to write it in your calendar as if it was a job. Okay, you're like, okay, Monday mornings, everybody bring mommy the laundry. Okay, because that's when the laundry is getting done. If you want it washed this week, you bring it to me, and Mondays we're doing laundry. Tuesdays, what errands need to be done? Okay, Tuesdays, we are going to go grocery shopping. And you know what I like to do? I like to do all the busyness in one day. So like for me, that works, right? Monday, I'm doing laundry started. While that laundry is starting, I'm going grocery shopping. While that is going, I'm going to come back. I'm going to put the groceries away. I'm going to turn over the laundry again. And then I'm going to go run a couple more errands. Like, it makes for a really busy day, but it's nice because you don't have to worry about anything else throughout the week. And if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. It's not a one size fits all. If you have to break up your task in different days, that way you do one task a day, but your afternoon is free, hell yeah, do that too. It doesn't matter. It's just the point of like you're scheduling out your to-dos. And I don't even like calling them to-dos anymore. I call my to-do list my accomplishment list because I had to shift my mindset a long time ago because I felt so overwhelmed with like everything to do for me. The word to do just has like a negative connotation. It just feels like a chore. It doesn't feel exciting. But when I shifted it to, I want to accomplish this. Like, do you feel that energy? I have to do this. I have to get this done. I want to accomplish this today. I'm going to accomplish getting the laundry done today. Like for me, it's just such a different energy. And so like, I literally don't even use the word to do anymore. I haven't for months. I write out my accomplishment list and I feel really good about that. So there we go. Okay. So batching the things that you're going to accomplish is going to be really, really helpful. The next thing that I want you to think about doing each and every morning, each and every evening is creating time and space for yourself. So if it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, what you're going to do to set your day up right is take that 15 minutes for yourself. So whether that's getting yourself a cup of coffee before the kids get up, or the kids get up and you're like, nope, mommy time, setting a boundary. Please don't come and talk to me for 15 minutes. And I understand if you have a younger child, that's obviously not going to be acceptable for you, but perhaps you can ask your partner for some help for that 15 minutes. Or if you have an older child, they can help with the younger children and getting up before your younger children get up. That I hear a lot of moms do that. And I used to do that when the twins were younger. So setting up that 15 minutes to a half an hour for yourself, read your book, read your daily devotion, whatever it is, so that you can set your day off straight. I myself enjoy meditating in the mornings before I get any tasks going, because I know that I'm super hyper focused and hyper diligent, where once I start going, I fucking literally don't know how to stop. And that is something that I have to work on for myself. But I want to make sure that you know, if you have that issue like me, that 15 minutes in the morning, that 15 minutes at night is for you so that you can de-escalate, so that you can come home to yourself and breathe. Tune into your body, the body connection, tune into your mind, your soul, and understand what it is that you have to do to be regulated and have that soft energy. Because during the summer, it's really easy to get overwhelmed because we do have the kids freaking all the time, right? It feels like the summers fly by like that. And we have to be able to regulate our own emotions and soften so that we can also enjoy the summer. Because although it's fun to go to the lake and go camping and all the things, it's a lot of fucking work. And I don't think people realize that. Like, it's a lot of work to pack, go to the grocery store, get all the things. Then you get to the campsite and then you have to unpack everything. You have to set up a tent and then you can finally like enjoy it, right? But if we're doing that and we're stressed and we're elevated, it's not going to be enjoyable. So we want to make sure that we're enjoying the summer too. The next tip that I want to give you is creating time with you and the kids. So creating specific times just for you and the kids to just sit down and read, turn off the electronics, really spend time with each other, get to know each other more throughout the summer, because when the kids are at school, we're at work and stuff. Literally, our school days are filled with school, chores, dinner, bedtime routines, and then that's it. So during the summer, you actually get to take time to like talk to your kid. How are they doing? How are they adapting to going into the new school year? How are they feeling about that? How are they feeling about life in general? We really get to sit down with our children and talk to them about who they are, who they're becoming, what are their views, what are their favorite things. There's things that we forget to even ask our children. We want to help them advocate for themselves and talk and have conversation. And so when you set aside that one-on-one time with your child, you get to explore, you get to play, you get to do things that you normally wouldn't think about doing outside of like the hustle bustle of everyday life. So a couple tips that I have for you to organize the summer chaos is creating play zones. This is really helpful if you have younger children. So you get to create a zone for outdoor toys, hats, sunscreen, their Nerf guns. I know my children have a lot of Nerf guns, the outside play toys. So organize in different sections and themes could be helpful for the kids, because then they get to help you clean up. So here's what I don't want for you this summer is the kids get to have all the fun and then you're running around stressed out and then you're having to clean everything up. If you create these zones that are extremely helpful for kids to organize their own toys, they get to help mom clean up. And then it's less stress for you. Like, sure, they might put away some things in the wrong spot, but that's okay, right? Because we're teaching them and they're learning how to help you organize and clean. So creating different stations. So you have an outdoor station, you have an arts and crafts station, you have an electronics station. This was really helpful for me when my twins and my oldest were younger. We had different stations in the house so that not everyone was like cramped in one room and one small space. And sure, you might have a small apartment, but what little zones can you create in that space so that not everyone is on top of each other and they actually get to create their own space? Because I know, I have 3 children and they drive each other crazy sometimes. They need their own space. So it's nice to create zones with different activities so that they can rotate between the activities and they get to have their own space in the meantime. Another creative hack for streamlining the summer chaos is meal planning. I know I keep saying this week after week after week after week. I could drive myself crazy for how much I actually say that I want to create a meal plan. So here's a tip. Go on AI, ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI tool that you use and ask them to give you 20-minute meal prep list and start creating your meal calendar so that it's easy for you in the week to know exactly what you're having to grocery shop for and buy, because you already know what you're cooking. I think one of the things here at my household is like, we're like, oh, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? I don't know. What are you going to have for dinner tonight? I don't know. What do we have? I don't know. And it's like this back and forth fucking game that I know a lot of us do that just is annoying and can be preventable if we ask ChatGPT to just create 20-minute meals with the ingredients, and we take that and we go grocery shopping. And what's even more helpful is for people who are like me, who don't like to go grocery shopping, you can order your groceries at Fred Meyer's, at Walmart, and it's so helpful. You use the app and then you just pull up and they load the groceries for you. Actually, I'm going to start doing that again because I miss it. So being able to meal prep, plan, and use ChatGPT as a very helpful tool, and then order your groceries that is going to save you so much time and stress. All right, have a clutter zone. You know, we all have junk drawers, right? I know. I have multiple junk drawers, but have like a clutter zone for the kids, like with their laundry or random toys. Be like, okay, set it in this corner. And then at night, they get to help you clean up the clutter zone. So it's just like having the activity zones, except for this time it's a clutter zone, and it helps you out because not everything is strewn around the house, right? And like I said, I don't want you to be cleaning up after everybody every single day all summer long. Create the clutter zone. Y'all's randomness needs to go here in this corner, and then at the end of the night, we're going to clean it up. I love the clutter zone idea. Protect your peace and set clear expectations with the kids. It's okay to say no to activities that are going to drain you of your energy. Okay, I know a lot of moms get into the mom guilt mode where they feel like they have to do all the things. They have to say yes to all the activities. They have to one up their co-parent, or they have to like one up the activity that they did the day before just to keep the kids happy. You don't have to do that. For one, you're going to go broke doing all that. Okay. Find activities that are free, from your Facebook groups to your county websites to the park websites. There's so many different activities that you could do that are free or affordable and accessible. So please don't feel this need to like spend all the money, take the kids out and do all the things. Look on those websites, look on Facebook groups, see what events are happening in your area, because I swear summertime is popping with different activities for kids. Set boundaries around social media and electronics. I don't know about you, but my kids get really agitated if they play video games all day. Like my son the other day, he was really agitated that the Switch wasn't working, but I was offering to play a board game and he didn't want to play a board game because he was so upset that the Switch was glitching. And I was like, well, don't you think it's Fortnite that might be glitching? And it was just like, no. And it's like, okay, I can see that you've been playing video games for far too long and we need to dial it down. So during school, I only let them play for an hour a night. But on the weekends, and now that it's summertime, I've been way more lenient. Well, now I'm starting to see those behaviors coming back again where they get agitated, they're struggling to emotionally regulate. And so creating those boundaries around social media and around electronics and games is going to be helpful to you, because you're not going to see those repercussions that kids sometimes get when they overconsume something. Most importantly, take time for yourself this summer. Ask for help with a babysitter, a family member, a friend. Find some moms to switch off with. Like if you're like, hey, is there a mom out there who wants to switch off watching kids so that you could take a break? Please do that. Go paddleboarding, go camping, go for a walk in nature, go to your favorite park and just fucking sit and be. Like I know right now I don't have my children today and I'm like, I just want to sit. I slept in a little bit. You know, sleep is so important for me and I haven't been getting much sleep lately. So asking your partner on the weekends, like, hey, can you please make breakfast tonight? Or tonight? Hey, breakfast for dinner is good, okay? But can you please make breakfast today? Can you please make sure that the kids are up, getting ready, you know, brushing their teeth, getting them an activity to do so that I can just lay here. I think so many times moms feel so guilty about asking for help. And we have to remember we are human beings with needs, wants, and desires. And it's hard for us to meet those needs, wants, and desires for ourselves when we are constantly, you know, working on caring for the house, the chores, the plants, the weeding, the errands, the laundry. I can make a whole ass list. But what's most important is that you are fueling yourself so that you can have an exciting summer too that's filled with joy, happiness. And when we take time for ourselves, we are also more patient and we're more understanding and we're more forgiving and we're able to tolerate the chaos of the summer. So that is the number one thing I suggest you do, is just take time for yourself, ask for help, and do what fuels you, because that's what's most important. All right, mamas, that is it for this week's episode. Just a little tidbit tips about how to help with the chaoticness of the summer. If you found this helpful, please share it with a fellow mama or a girlfriend of yours. And please come find me in the Moms Unboxed Facebook group. And don't forget to live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. Until the next time, sunshine. Thank you again for joining me for another episode of Moms Unboxed. If you have a topic or relationship question, connect with me at I am Melanie Caroline. And don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed. May you live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. I'll be chatting with you next Wednesday for another episode. Until the next time, sunshine.